AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello, and welcome to the concert experience here on AFTERBUZZ TV. I'm your host, Yael Tygiel. I'm joined by a lovely, lovely lady and a good friend of mine, Mina Tobias. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Of course.
We're rocking out to your music right now.
That's right.
Yeah. So let's talk about music.
Okay.
When did you start singing and writing?
I started a long time ago. My dad was an R&B producer, and he was always in the studio. And he let me come in and play on the drum machine and learn the keyboard, and he gave me a little 8-track recording thing. And at that time, I was listening to a lot of Enya, randomly, and Aaliyah. So I just started learning how to layer my voice in first grade, second grade, and then
Wow.
yeah, that's when I started getting interested. And then I started taking it more seriously when talent shows started happening in middle school, and I started writing my own stuff in high school and producing it and publishing it online late high school and into college.
Yeah, and your music is you write and produce and do all of it.
Yes, 100%.
It's all you.
Yeah, it's all me.
And you learned all of those skills growing up from your father?
Pretty much, yeah. And my parents had me in piano lessons when I was young too, so I learned a lot of that. And my brother was actually the first person to download GarageBand, so when he did it, I learned that too.
That's awesome.
But it was kind of self-taught, learned through my dad, and then continued on.
Wow. So when you're writing song lyrics, I'm always fascinated. How do you write a song? Do you start with the music or do you start with the words?
It kind of depends on the song. For example, Kings and Queens, which we were just playing, I wrote it after I had a night out. It was the night before I got my wisdom teeth out. And I was like, okay, I have to dance and have a fun time because I'll be out for a while. And we had this very strange experience where we just ended up in this dance circle at 1:30 in the morning. And it was just a very cool experience. And I went to sleep. I got my wisdom teeth pulled. And then in the aftermath, you've seen all those videos and people are loopy. During that time, I wrote Kings and Queens based on that experience the night before.
Wow.
And it was it all came together. It was the music at first, that bass sound. And then I knew that I wanted the concept to be Kings and Queens, and it just kind of flows with the melody. So sometimes it's together. Freedom, I wrote, actually while I was sleeping, I heard the full song, and then I woke up and just wrote it down. I heard all the lyrics and everything, so...
That's amazing.
So yeah, it's very different, and sometimes I'll be on an airplane or traveling, and it's a good time for me to write, and I'll just write down all poems and stuff and then put music to it.
That's so crazy. So you consider yourself an alternative pop singer with influences of alternative electronica and mid-tempo synth pop.
Yes.
That is direct. Those are direct quotes from your Facebook.
I can tell, yeah.
Yeah. What is that? What does that mean? Explain what that means.
Yeah, well, basically, I don't really know what my genre is. It's people ask me what it is, and I'm like, I don't really know. I have such strange influences that if you listen to it, I don't really. What would you consider it? Pop?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Exactly. So I know that a big part of my background is R&B from my dad. So Prince, huge. I'm a huge Prince fan, and Aaliyah and Lenny Kravitz, and then Enya, and then James Blake. And Subtract and London Grammar. So, and that kind of all comes together when I write, and I'm not trying to write for a certain genre. So I tried to incorporate the electronica part of the James Blake, a lot of synthesizers and electric keyboards and all that stuff. And then the drum machine is more hip hop and R&B, and then the pop structure is the full song. So yeah, it's something in between all of that.
It's all of that together. That's so beautiful.
Thank you.
And I'm a big fan of your work.
Thank you very much.
And so you were in the top 25 for the Grammy U competition in 2013.
Yes.
You were a national finalist in 2014 for the Grammy Amplifier Center Stage. Tell me about those.
Yeah, so let me think. When was 2020? Or was it college or late high school? I think it was college. I was trying to take myself more seriously, and I had my stuff on SoundCloud, and I was like, what can I do to get it out there? And I started just researching songwriter contests. And the Grammy U one was obviously like, it had great judges like Kendrick Lamar and Ariana Grande. And I was like, oh, I'll submit my stuff. And through that, I just kind of gained a little bit of social media following, just like a small amount. And then after that, I decided that that was a really good way to get my music out there. So I just kept entering stuff, and like I forget what it was called, but the National Songwriting Contest Song of the Year thing. So I just kept that going, just trying to promote it in the independent kind of way.
That's amazing. Do you have plans for any upcoming competitions that you're entering?
I'm trying to think. Probably. I think I honestly, I'll go on every day and just enter my stuff in everything. I think The Sound just made the semifinals of Song of the Year. That's all I can remember.
So The Sound, you just shot the video while you were in London.
Yes.
So before we talk about how you shot the video, let's talk about why you were in London. You were at Twin Peaks UK Fest, and you got to perform with Julie Cruz, who made the theme song.
Yes.
What was it like being part of, because you kind of grew up in the Twin Peaks world.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, I'm going to just leave it at that and people can figure it out there for themselves.
I like that.
So what was it like being at Twin Peaks UK Fest?
It was very interesting. I felt a little out of place because it was the original cast. It was Julie Cruz. It was all these fans that grew up with Twin Peaks. And I've obviously like been around it my whole life and just kind of heard about it, but I didn't actually, and I've known David Lynch since I was a kid. And so I've heard about it, but I never watched it until maybe 4 years ago with my brother. We're like, okay, we'll see what all the fuss is about. And we watched just the whole like 2 seasons of the movie.
Were you not allowed to see it before?
No, we were. We were over it. We're like, we always heard about it. We're like, whatever, like Twin Peaks, we get it.
Okay.
But then we saw it and we're like, oh, we get it. We actually get it. So it was at first kind of out of place. But once I started meeting everybody and kind of seeing a lot of people that I hadn't seen either at all or in 20 years, it was really cool. It was cool to see my mom interacting with everybody, and I don't know, it was a very welcoming place because everyone kind of, the Twin Peaks world is it's a tight community.
Yeah.
So it was fun.
So let's talk about shooting The Sound in London.
Yeah.
So you were explaining to me your schedule
for
London before we started. Tell everyone what that was like.
Well, I was explaining to you that I've never been to London, and I was very excited to go, and I was expecting to tour around. We were there for 5 days, so I was like, this will be cool to experience the city and all that. And then we get there, we get off the plane, I pass out, wake up the next morning, and then I start filming the video for that entire day. Then I fell asleep, woke up the next day, filmed the video, fell asleep. Then the third day was Saturday, and that was the Twin Peaks Festival. So we spent the whole day signing and doing that stuff. And then Saturday night, I opened for Julie Cruz. Then out of like nervous exhaustion, I fell asleep then after that. And then woke up the next day, festival again, back to the hotel, fell asleep, and then went home. So
you shot for 3 days.
We shot for 2 days. And then the festival was for the next 2 days. And then we just left the fifth day. So
So you didn't get to see London.
I saw the river. I saw everything you see in the video.
Yeah.
I saw the river. I saw like some back street we were walking on for one shot.
How many sets did you have?
We had
or locations?
At least 4. Because we had the river, studio, school, apartment. Yeah, so it was 5. We had 5 locations.
And the inspiration for that video?
I wanted to do something that had to do with like bringing someone out of a dark place or like depression and trying to find a way out of it. So it was kind of like we created a story where I was the color, and I was kind of trying to bring this color back into a black and white landscape that this guy was going through. And by the end, there's like a lot of color and commotion and quick images and all of that. So it was fun to put together.
I really like when you use the commotion in your videos. So in Freedom, which pays a lot of homage to Twin Peaks.
Yes.
There's also this like fast motion thing.
I'm all about it.
Yeah, I love it. It's so good.
Yeah.
Tell me about making Freedom.
Freedom was crazy. I got to work with Melissa Hickey, who's from AFI, and she created this like female feminist version of a Twin Peaks story. So we wanted to kind of pay homage to David Lynch and to Lost Highway and Twin Peaks. But she kind of asked the question, what happens to the female victim after? Like, can she escape it? So we started with the Laura Palmer, like, wrapped in plastic, and then I come out of the plastic and I'm this, like, zombie or whatever, and I'm trying to escape this person or whatever happened. And filming it was another crazy schedule. It was cold because I was naked in the plastic, and it was like Stallion Springs, California. So, and it started raining, so I was like, perfect. It's great. So
it's what you want when you're making a music video.
I mean, it looked perfect. So I was like, this is good for the video, but for my pneumonia, no, I was fine. But so it was a hectic first day, just like getting covered in mud and having to do all this reverse. We tried to do the David Lynch, like, reverse walking thing. Which we played forward, so you don't even know, but it was a tough process.
Right.
And then the second day, we did a lot of the police chase scenes in the car, and by that, I don't think I had my license yet at that point, and they were real policemen, so I was like, they were, like, watching me carefully.
Yeah, I was watching it, and I was thinking about it, I was like, you hired policemen?
Yeah, so we were filming, I think that was also in Stallion Springs. It was some road in the middle of nowhere, and we got permits for the road, and the police were going to actually just block off the road, but we're like, we actually need you in this shot. So, like, they were totally into it. They're like, of course, we would love to. So I'm driving in this, and it's a nice car. It's not my car. There's a huge, really expensive camera in front of it.
Yeah, no pressure.
And they're just like, so just, you're going to, Corey's the guy who plays my murderer boyfriend. Yeah. And they're like, okay, so he's going to be standing at the end of the road. You're just going to drive at him and then turn off the road before you hit him. I'm like, okay. And I mean, of course, at a very slow pace, nobody was in danger.
Sure.
But I was so nervous. And then on one of the last takes, I pull off, and the car gets stuck in quicksand.
Oh, of course.
So that was the end of that shoot day. And that's a wrap. We got it towed and went home. So it was very guerrilla filming, but it was fun.
Yeah. I like that when you make a song, you put it out there and then you make the video, because every aspect of your career you were in control of.
I try to.
Yeah. Why is it that you've decided to really take the lead on everything?
Well, initially with just songwriting in general, I loved singing when I was a kid, but like during the late 90s when I was doing these talent shows, it was like Mariah Carey and like Whitney Houston songs. And I was like, I just couldn't really get comfortable singing those kind of songs. So I just started writing music that I felt more comfortable with. And because I don't have like, the strongest voice in the world. And so it just all of it's kind of come out of just necessity. And, when I wanted to make a video in college, I didn't have any money. I couldn't hire producers or, whatever. So I just put it together myself. So I didn't necessarily think I was going to be doing all of this myself, but it's worked out that way, and I've liked having ownership and being able to retain all my rights and copyrights and all that stuff. So I'm just going to continue doing that.
Yeah. You've also started posting some covers.
Yes.
One of my favorites is Sam Smith's "I'm Not the Only One."
Oh, nice.
Because I really like that song, but you also do it beautifully.
Thank you.
How do you choose what covers you want to sing?
That's tough. I don't know. I think I hear it, and if I'm singing to the radio in the car and I kind of like the way it feels, I'll just be like, okay, I'll make that into a cover. And but in general, I feel like a lot of my covers are guys' songs because I feel more comfortable with lower registers.
Yeah.
So it just, again, like I'll be listening to it on the radio, and if it's in my range, I'll try and attack it. But
I believe it was the Justin Bieber one that you did where you did the backup vocals.
Yeah. I do.
Here it is. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, engineers in the booth.
Nice work. Yeah, actually, for a lot of the covers, like the Weekend cover and most of them, I'll rearrange it, reproduce it. I'll add some bass and synthesizers and then add background vocals just to kind of make it my own.
And you do the background vocals as well.
Yeah.
And then we see you're singing it live.
Yeah. That's
so great.
Thank you.
So I know you recently performed, I saw this on your Instagram. Okay. You performed with Amanda Seyfried.
It was more of a karaoke band, and we just took it too far.
I was like, oh my god, you're starting a band with Amanda Seyfried? That's awesome.
I mean, we're in the talks. No, I'm kidding. We're not. Well, we kind of are, but not really. No, we were out and at a karaoke thing at the Federal Bar, and she just like grabbed a tambourine and I grabbed the mic, and we just kind of like went for it. We did like an a cappella Black and Gold cover, and Yeah, I mean, it was fun, and she's a great singer and everything, so it's more of a joke. Yeah.
So here you're announcing your band with Amanda Seyfried, yeah?
Amanda, you don't know this, but we've started a band.
Yeah.
I'll let her know.
Okay.
She'll be excited.
You guys don't have a name yet?
No.
All right.
But we've actually been thinking of a few. And we know we need hats. We've discussed that you have to have the cool indie hats or you're not a band.
Oh.
So we're gonna work on that as well.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Now you do.
No, I do.
Yeah.
I know the insides of the music biz right there.
Yep.
So I want to talk a little bit about some charities that you are very passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
So for the Kings and Queens music video, which you're working on, you had a GoFundMe page, and a percentage goes to Bring Change to Mind.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about this charity.
So Bring Change to Mind is brought about by Glenn Close, and her sister, I believe, is bipolar. And the whole organization is about ending the stigma that's associated with mental illness. My brother is also bipolar, so he's had his struggles, and he's in a really good place now working for the David Lynch Foundation. But I always, with all my work, I try to donate a certain amount to that. So the video is, I think it's 10% goes to Bring Change in Mind and Thrive.
Yeah. So what is Thrive Side by Side?
So that's actually, it's a brand new thing that my friend Sterling Brilliant is starting. She used to work for Mark Cuban, and she's starting her own foundation called Thrive. And it's kind of bringing leadership skills to kids in inner city schools. And she was just talking about how, like, when you are in a privileged community, you have more networks just because you're born into it. Right. And this kind of helps bridge that gap.
Wow. So what made you want to help out this organization as well as the other one?
I think because I was in the early conversations with Sterling when we were just talking about my experience at Cornell and her experience at school, and just the issues with either motivation or people not knowing what they want to major in. Right. And we just kept going back and back and back until like middle school. And we're like, it was from networks. It was from knowing certain people and getting expired and all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
That's so amazing that you're not only creating your own work and making your passions come true, but you're also making sure that as you do that, you're helping other people.
I'm trying to.
You're so inspiring.
Well, thank you.
So do you have the idea already for your Kings and Queens video?
Yes.
And you're still raising the money.
Yeah.
On GoFundMe, so people can definitely go and check that out.
Absolutely.
And we've listened to some of your music on YouTube, but I was hoping you would sing us a little something if you want to. Okay.
Let me think of one. I can do a cover, or I could do like Gravity or Like You. I don't know.
Sure. You pick. I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy.
Okay, I'll do Sarah Bareilles' Gravity, some of it.
Sure.
Okay. Something always brings me back to you, and it never takes too long. No matter what I say or do, I still feel you here till the moment I'm gone. You hold me without touch. You keep me without chains. I never wanted anything so much than to drown in your love and not feel your rain. Set me free, leave me be. I don't want to fall another moment into your gravity. Here I am, and I stand so tall, just the way I'm supposed to be, 'cause you're onto me and all over me.
Yay. Thank you. I wish there were people here to clap with me.
Thank you.
That was beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me here today on the concert experience. Yeah, there's the crowd. They were just so taken aback. Obviously. Why don't you tell everybody where they can find you on Twitter and Instagram, and where they can find your YouTube and Kickstarter, all of it, everything.
Okay. Let me try and figure that out. Okay, yeah. So Twitter and Instagram, I'm Mina Tobias _. And then what was the other ones? YouTube. It's Mina Tobias.
Yeah.
Channel.
Sure.
Something.
And the Kickstarter for Kings and Queens.
So that's on my Facebook page, which is under Mina Tobias, or if you type it in Mina Tobias Music.
Awesome.
And the link should be either at the top or somewhere in there. I can post it now.
It's there.
It's somewhere there.
Awesome. Thank you again.
Thank you.
I loved having you here.
I loved being here.
Yay. And you can find me online at Yael Tygiel. That's YaelTygiel. Also, I have a podcast called Intimate Interrogations. It's free on iTunes. Check it out. And we'll see you next time here on AfterBuzz. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.